Right, so we drew 0-0 against Atalanta, but we need to park that on the side. I know the performance wasn't the best that we expected, but it is what it is, and we've got a massive game coming up against Manchester City this weekend, so we need to get our heads in the game. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through my predicted starting lineup and going through some of the things that I believe that we need to improve going into this game. If you're new around here, please consider hitting that like, share, and most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll go a long way in helping me in this channel grow. So let's get straight into it. Listen, let's be honest, right? The game against Atalanta was shit. It is what it is. It was boring. Part of the first 10-15 minutes where we looked to have come off the blocks, we looked like we were playing well, retaining possession really, really well. But honestly speaking, when I think about it, we didn't really create a lot of chances. We probably created maybe 2-3 clear-cut chances, if even that. 1 or 2 of our best chances came to Martinelli, and he scuffed it. In the first half, rosette. In the second half, rosette. Martinelli is lacking confidence. It's clear as day. Everybody can see it. And I understand the reason why Arteta keeps playing Martinelli. He needs to help him to build his confidence. But it gets to a time when you're going to have to drop a player and actually say, you know what, let's take a step back for a minute. You're not playing well. We've got other sort of players that can play in the same position in terms of the lack of Trossard and Sterling, for example. So maybe it's time to give them a shot at that left-hand side. I know we're short in players in midfield, but also we can't afford to keep carrying players that are not performing. Martinelli ain't the only one that ain't performing. Partey is not performing. Saka is one of my favourite players, but let's be honest, truth be told, Saka is not really playing well. He's not performing to the heights of we know that Saka can play. He's got a lot more to give, and I don't know if it's because Odegaard is missing on that right-hand side where obviously there's a little bit more cohesion in regards to how they play and the understanding that they have within each other. So maybe that's the reason why Saka is also not performing to the levels that we know that he can. So there's clearly something missing. I understand. Listen, it's obvious Odegaard is missing, but we need to find another way of creating. And that is my concern going into this Manchester City game. When you look at the squad and you look at the profile of players in comparison to Arsenal and Manchester City have a lot more to give. If a player drops out, obviously there are news that Kevin De Bruyne might not be able to feature in this game due to injury. But guess what? They've got Gundogan who can also come in and replace Kevin De Bruyne. And he's just going to put in just as much of a good performance as Kevin De Bruyne would. It would just basically be like you won't even notice that Kevin De Bruyne is not on the pitch. So that is my concern. Odegaard is out. Marino is out. We know this, but how do we score against Manchester City? That is the question I have going into this game. There's a lot of talks and speculations to suggest that this is a title decider game. No, it's not. People need to get into their head. It's going to be 5 games in going into this game of the season. We will have 33 more games left to play. So there's still so much more to give and to play in this season. It is not a title decider. Honestly, I would not mind if Arsenal went to the Etihad and parked the fucking bus and get a draw like we did last year. And then in the reverse fixture at the Emirates towards the end of the season in the running, that's when we can say, okay, we need to beat Manchester City. But as it stands right now, we do not have to beat Manchester City. All I'm saying is go to the Etihad and don't lose. That is all we need and that is all we want from this game. Saying that, my predicted starting lineup going into this game, I'm going to be making a few changes in the starting lineup, in my opinion. So obviously, David Raya goes without saying is our number 1 goalkeeper, so he's starting at the back. So I've gone with Ben White, Saliba and Gabriel. In the left back position, I am tempted to make a change. I would basically be dropping Timber and put it in Calafiori. The only reason is not because of performance issue, it's just managing the minutes. Timber has only played a 90 minutes game once this season. We all know what happened, long-term injury last season. We don't want to burn him out too early. Bring in Calafiori, and I think in a game of this profile and magnitude, Calafiori potentially would be the best player to play in this game. In the midfield, I'll be going with 2 DMs in Jorginho and Declan Rice. I will be dropping Partey. I'm going for a formation of 4-2-3-1 in this game. I don't care. I don't want to lose, but if we can get a counter-attack going in this game and nick a goal, then park the fucking bus. I really couldn't care less. So I'll be going with Declan Rice and Jorginho. Then in the three, I'll be going with Saka, Trossard and Sterling. And up front, I'll go with Havertz. Yes, I'm going to be dropping Martinelli. As I said in the beginning, Martinelli is not playing well. I have no idea what's going on with Martinelli right now, but his confidence, everybody can see it, is low as fuck. Yes, I am concerned going into this game. Everybody can see Martinelli's not playing well. His confidence is low. And this has been the case since towards the end of last season. And he's brought it into this season as well. He needs to fix up real quick. Because if this was Manchester City, let's be honest, Pep Guardiola would not hesitate to drop Martinelli in a heartbeat. He's done it to Grealish before. Everybody said, oh, he spent 100 million on Grealish and he's dropped him. Pep don't give a shit. He wants to win the game. If you're lacking in confidence, if you're not performing well, he's going to drop you. Arteta needs to start putting in the same thing with these players. I know he keeps saying he loves everybody. He loves all his players. But let's be honest, Martinelli is not performing. So it's high time he needs to get a break, drop him to the bench, then let him come on from the bench and maybe he nicks in a goal and he can get his confidence going again. So that is my predicted starting lineup. Let me know if you agree in the comments below, but that is basically what I would be going for this game. This is not a title decider game. You know, if you look at the stats going into this game, which everybody keeps going on about, you know, yes, Manchester City, I think they've scored 11 goals so far in the league and they've only conceded 3. Arsenal, I think we've scored 6 and we've only conceded 1. Both teams are yet to lose. But the only difference is Manchester City have maximum points and obviously Arsenal have only got 10. Haaland, he has scored 9 goals of Manchester City, 11 goals so far this season with 2 consecutive hat-tricks. Can Gabriel do the same thing that he did with him last season again? Because if you look at it, the only thing going for us going into this game is our defense, not our creativity up front and not our goal scoring records. So yes, like I said, let's go to the Etihad, let's park the bus, let's play our hearts out, mark up Haaland, put him in Gabriel or Saliba's pocket. I couldn't care less. But I just want to go into this game and don't lose. That is the key objective. I don't want the players to play up to the hype of the fact that, oh, this is a title decider. We must go to the Etihad and win. No, we bloody don't. When Liverpool won the title, when they were challenging Manchester City, they didn't win at the Etihad, and neither did City win at the at Anfield. So all this notion that Arsenal have to prove themselves, have to beat Manchester City at the Etihad. No, we fucking don't. So let's relax. Let's not go into this game with all the hype. Arsenal must win. Arsenal must prove themselves. No, we don't need to prove ourselves. The only thing that we need to do going into this game is don't lose and don't get embarrassed. That is it. Go away with a 0-0 draw. I couldn't care less. The season is still long. After this game and this weekend, there's still going to be 33 games left to play. So people need to relax. It is not a title deciding game. Yes, we should not lose. Obviously, then you don't want to fall too far back too early on in a title challenging season. I get it. But we don't have to go there and win. If we can get one opportunity on a counter-attack and put it away, then park the bus. I don't care. Honestly speaking, it's going to be a tough game. We all know this, but I do believe in our players, in our defensive record, that we can actually go to the Etihad and get a result. Whether it's a win or a draw, either or, I couldn't care less. And I'm going for a predicted score for this game, at the most, a 0-0. Yes, because it's going to be hard for Manchester City to break down our defense, as well as it's going to be hard for us to break down their defense, considering, as I said, I don't believe that we have any creativity going into this game. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What is your predicted starting lineup? Do you agree with mine? What is your predicted score going into this game? What are your concerns going into this game? Let me know in the comments below, and I will be speaking to you guys after the game on Sunday, and hopefully it's going to be a win for the Gooners.